My manicure clients typically schedule every 2 weeks because their nail polish lasts that long. There is a method to the madness, and I'm going to tell you all about it, so stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to the Meticulous Manicurist nail tutorials, where we're setting a new standard in nail education, utilizing real life, real situations for real learning. So now we're going to clean off the nail plate. So we're going to use these little non-woven squares with polish remover. You can fold them. I like them tiny. We're going to do the same thing. Little teeny tiny motions, and I'm pressing and pushing back the cuticle too, because lotion hides underneath there. And if you don't get all that lotion out, the polish will lift and chip. So down in the corners, back by the cuticle, and then we're going to run that right under the nail free edge to get out any polish that was hiding underneath there. And you're using the tip of your thumb to get down into the nail walls to get out the lotion. Looks like you had a hangnail. Pull the hangnail.
A little bit.
So I'll try not to get the acetone in your hangnail. So you know that you've got it pretty clean when you can see that it's dehydrated with that little white hue on the nail plate with nothing shiny.
And that's the gold, right?
Yep. Okay, so then we've got it all off and we're pretty sure that it's all nice and clean. I want you to do it one more time, just a little one, just to make sure. And sometimes a client will go, oh, and they'll touch their finger.
Wipe it off again.
You have to clean it off, yep, because they're going to add oil from the underside of their thumb or whatever. It's going to get right on the nail plate. So then we're going to do 2 coats of base coat.
Do you want me to zoom in for this?
Sure. So I'm going to sit this right here so we can see. You're going to clean off your brush all the way on the back, all the way on the front. You only want a teeny bit of polish on the tip. You're going to slide it up to the cuticle, draw it down, center, and edge. Teeny bit. And when you're applying it, it's almost like you're actually trying to wipe it off the nail. The absolute thinnest layer possible. And we're doing the free edge. I'm letting like a couple bristles slip underneath, and then you drag it toward the center, and that caps the end of the nail. So watch, like, see?
Mm-hmm.
Got a little.
And then you're just doing the same thing, super little.
Yep, super, super, super thin. When you sit the bristles on, see how flat they get on the nail plate?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just drag it forward. Okay, so the same with the polish. You're going to wipe it all off so there's nothing on the back, nothing on the front, because you don't want it to drip down. You're going to dip it in just until you have a tiny bit on the tip. When you polish the nail, when you're doing the left side of the nail, only stare at the left tip of the polish brush. Slide it up into the corner and then pull it right down the nail wall. Down the center. Then when you get to the right side, you're only going to stare at the right tip of the brush, pull it down the nail wall. Just a tiny bit. And watch how flat the bristles get.
Just like with the clear coat, right?
Yep. If you don't put pressure on the bristles, it's going to make the layer of polish too thick. And when polish is thick, it peels.
Oh. That actually makes a lot of sense.
If you get anything on the nail, you want to wipe it off immediately. It's easier to get off the skin when it's wet than it is to wait till the end, till it's dry, and then use a brush and acetone. I get a lot of questions about capping the end of a fingernail. Now, on this manicure, I capped the end of the fingernail with the base coat only. The fingernail tip, the depth of a nail plate, it's not wide enough to support layers and layers of nail polish. And if you put nail polish on the end of a free edge over and over and over again, it's going to chip. That's why nails chip. So you don't cap the end of the nail with the nail polish. People say, oh, well, it makes it look nicer. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make it look nicer, especially after it chips after a day. So if anybody's staring at the end of somebody's fingernail tip, they're crazy anyway. So you only cap the free edge with the base coat. You don't cap it with the polish color. You don't cap it with the top coat either. To get super close to the cuticle, you want to sit it on the plate and then slide it up until you get to the edge and then pull it back. There's a couple factors why nail polish does chip. One is because the nail plate was not cleaned off properly, so there's too much oils left in the nail plate, and another is because the polish has been applied too thick. When there's too much polish on the nail plate, or there's a little blob or thickness, that is exactly where it's going to chip off. So when I do the thumb, I'm gonna put a little bit too much polish on the brush, and you're going to see how the polish pools on each side of the brush and makes these little thick lines of polish as it goes down. And that, if it's left like that, that is where the polish is going to chip. So I'm going to show you an example of what not to do on this last one. See that thickness there?
Mm-hmm.
That's too much. You always have to go back and wipe it off. So if because it's come off the edge of the brush, you never want an extra line. So then we're going to do a coat of top coat. Same thing with the top coat. Only a tiny bit. Teeny, tiny, tiny. Nothing on the back of the brush. My goal in sharing nail tutorials is to help nail technicians and nail lovers be the best they can be to serve the public appropriately. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Please share on your social media sites so others can find these educational tips. I appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you next time. And her polish should last for 2 weeks.
Nice. And you only do one top coat?
Yep.
So 2, 2, 1.
Yep. And then any tiny little pieces of polish, like on her thumb. I'm going to use a tiny bit of acetone. There's one little drip there. I tried to wipe it off. It didn't come off all the way. I got a tiny bit on her cuticle right there.
That's really cool.
Rub it off. And then the last thing is cuticle oil. This will moisturize any little tiny dry spots that are left. There you
Here
have
are
it.
some other great videos for you to check out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.